Come and make these Italian and Chinese fusion dumplings. These are the ingredients you're going to need. 2 chicken breasts, a cup and a half of guanciale, a cup and a half of mushrooms, 2 cups of cherry tomatoes, 5 cloves of garlic, 3 bunches of green onions, soy sauce, black vinegar, pesto, and finally some Shanghai style dumpling wrappers. Now that we have all of our ingredients, I'm going to start finely dicing some green onions. Now that we have our green onions finely diced, we're going to do the same to some garlic. The mushrooms are going to add some moisture to our dumplings, so we're going to go ahead and, like everything else, finely dice. Make sure you chop your mushrooms super fine. We're going to have our cherry tomatoes and preheat the oven to 400 degrees. Once we're done cutting up the tomatoes, we're going to put them on a sheet pan and into the oven to roast. We're going to put the cherry tomatoes in the 400 degree oven for about 30 to 45 minutes so they come out looking something like this. While the tomatoes are cooking, I'm going to cube the chicken and get it ready to go into the meat grinder. When I'm grinding the chicken, I'm going to add a piece of guanciale for every couple pieces of chicken. Now to our ground chicken, I'm going to add our 5 cloves of ground garlic, the green onions, and then the mushrooms. I'm going to mix them on a medium speed, and eventually I'm going to add some soy sauce, some lemongrass paste, which is optional, and some cracked black pepper. I'm going to place about a tablespoon of filling onto our dumpling wrapper. I'm going to go around the edges with a little bit of water, and then add one of our roast tomatoes. I'm going to show you a couple different ways to fold your dumplings. First, I'm going to start by folding it directly over in the middle like a taco, sealing off the edges. And then we're going to come around to the side with our left finger. I'm going to indent the edge of the dumpling and then fold over to create your first pleat. I'm going to repeat the first step to seal off the corners, and then I'm going to do the same thing to the other side, making sure that I'm creating a nice tight seal. This technique is good if you want to pan fry your dumplings. Now this is going to be the hardest technique to master. This would be used for like a soup dumpling. We're going to go by first folding it but not sealing it. And then I'm going to go to the right corner, pinch it off, and then start to make multiple pleats. So when I make my pleats, I use my left hand to fold the dumpling skin over, and then my right one to seal it off. You want to try and get uniform pleats, and then when you're done, you wrap it around, pinch it off, and it should look something like this. Finally, we're going to fold our dumpling in the golden ingot style. It's supposed to look like a gold bar, but I think it looks more like a tortellini. First, I'm going to start by folding it in half like a taco, and then sealing it off, making sure I get the seal as close to the meat as possible so there's no air gaps and we don't have some separation when cooking. Now you could stop here, and that would be a really acceptable and quick way to do it, but I like to fold the back in half and then rotate the 2 ends together and seal it off. Now that your fingers hurt and your back is killing you and you're about ready to give up, it's time to steam your dumplings. I arrange them so that none of them are touching, and I fit about 6 to 8 in, depending on the size of the dumpling. While those are going over a boiling pot of water, I'm going to start making my sauce. I add a little bit of soy sauce, some black vinegar, and then I finish it with some basil pesto. And I know this sounds weird, but I really think these flavors go well together, and you're going to be shocked when you get to the end result. After about 8 minutes, our dumplings are going to be done steaming. Now I'm going to plate mine up. You could just eat it as is, but I think making your food look pretty makes it taste even better. I'm going to put my 3 dumplings into a bowl and then ladle some of our sauce on top of the dumplings. I'm going to sprinkle some pecorino cheese on top and then add our 2 roasted tomatoes to the middle. I really hope you make this. I think it's really worth all the work, and it's truly a great fusion of 2 different cuisines.